Hey guys, it's Jordan here, and I've got the Castle Ice 75 right here with us, and I'm going to show you a quick tip on how to solder bullet connectors and do some soldering in general. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is on bullet connectors, they don't like to sit very well, and it's pretty hard to keep those in one place without having a jig or anything. So the easiest way is to take some balling pliers with like a groove or any kind of plier that will hold that little cylinder in there and keep it from moving. And then what I do is I put a wrench in the front of it so that it keeps that thing from moving all over the place, and a rubber band right here to keep it nice and tight so the pliers don't let go. Okay, so the first things you're going to want to have are the ESC wires to solder. You're going to want to have the bullet connectors, the heat shrink, a lighter, and some solder, and some type of pliers, and your soldering iron. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the soldering iron, just going to wipe it off. Always keep a nice silver tip. It's hard to see, but it's silver. It keeps corrosion, oxidation off, makes a better bond. Also, I'm using 6040 rosin core solder, 0.032 inch diameter, and this is okay. And you can pick that up at Radio Shack. So let's take the solder, unwrap it a little bit so I can get this ready. And first things first, let's turn the ESC so I can get the wire hooked up. So first we'll do the red wire right here. And a quick tip to doing this solder job is there's little holes. There's a hole actually on the bullet connector that most bullet connectors will have a little hole inside. What I like to do is use that to I stick the iron right there into there. I'll zoom it up and right there. So we can get it to zoom or focus. Okay, so you see that, and I'm just heating it up right now, having it right on that hole, which you can see right there. So we're going to heat that up a little bit, just let it get hot. And as that's getting hot, what you can do is take some solder and start feeding the solder inside the bullet connector to get some solder in there. So we're going to feed some solder right there. Don't fill it too high, just a little. You just want to put a little bit in there. The next thing you're going to want to do is take your connector, like so, and then you're going to want to stick it inside, right here in the bullet connector. And you're going to want to make sure that you want to solder, pre-tin those tips on the wires. Just let it cool. Then what I always do for just a little bit more security and stuff is if you hold it, heat it up a little bit, and then just feed the solder right at the corner at the top with a gap. Just wait for the solder to melt. As you see it turn silver, it's molten, which takes a little bit. Okay, so now once that's happened, you can start feeding the solder right inside. And that's just going to fill it up and make a nice secure bond. Hold it there for a little bit, make sure all that solder is getting nice and secure on there. Then hold it in the position you want it, just like so. Blow on it, don't move it or else you could have a bad solder joint. just wait till it hardens a little bit. Once that's complete, I can zoom this out. It's a bit hot, so be careful. We can just release this right here. So then you got your bullet connector right here, nice and soldered on there. It's nice and tight. You should be able to pull it, and it should have totally fused in there and into one thing. So then we're going to take a piece of heat shrink, just like so. We're going to slip it over the top. Now you don't want this metal right here exposed, so you're going to want a tad bit, because when it shrinks with the lighter, it could expose some of that metal, and if that metal exposes and anything touches, they could be bad, and they can short out. You could ruin your ESC, have a lot of problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lighter and just back and forth, just go on the heat shrink. And once that's done, take a zoom up. It should just look just like this. Having a little problem focusing right here. So it should look just like that. Nice and sturdy, covering up all that metal. And if it's a little bit folded over, this one's got a tad bit of a fold. It's not bad. What you can do is just take a little razor or something, or you could just take the bullet connector and just kind of push that. You can do a few things, or you could just take a scissors and just go on the inside. And you don't even cut it. You're just going to want to take a, you could even take a screwdriver. Just go like that. And since it's not, and that's why it's good to have a little bit, and then just kind of widen it out, twist it a little bit, and then that should help widen that, which there shouldn't be much. And the bullet connector should go on nice and easily, and you should have no problems, because you don't want this metal exposed right there. It's really, really important that that doesn't get touched by anything. So what you're going to want to do is just repeat that process for all these other wires, and you should be good. And make sure to watch the next video, part 2 of how to solder the connectors on the battery side. Thanks for watching, guys.